YouTube. We are going to be doing our predictions for the RLCS 2026 Boston Major. You can tune into it tomorrow, the 19th at 11 a.m. First off, I want to say that we are doing this prediction for the first time with somebody else. I want to introduce my buddy Reefer, who is a fellow champ and I play a lot of Rocket League with. So, Reefer, if you wouldn't mind saying hello.
Hey, what's up?
So, first off, I want to say everything you need to know you can find on Liquipedia. If you search the Boston Major, you'll find it right there. I want to give a shout out to Cody VRL on Twitter for making these for the community that we can fill out. We can even do these predictions in the first place. So, appreciate that. The other thing is for this major, we are switching to group stages rather than Swiss stages. So we're going to see how that plays out, but we are going to fill out this bracket starting with the group stage and then move on to the main event. As you can see, there's 4 groups. We're going to start with Group A, Group B, and then Group C, which is commonly known as the Group of Death, and move on to Group D. Once we do that, we'll move on to the main event. So, without further ado, round 1, Group A. First off, we have NRG, Power, Ninjas, and Five Fears in Group A. I don't know too much about Five Fears. Reef, do you have anything to say about these teams?
I do. I don't really know much about Five Fears. I don't really know much about Power. I know NRG is the fan favorite, and Ninjas in Pajamas. I mean, they've always kind of been there, but I feel like they've kind of let their self fall off a little bit this time. To be honest, in my opinion.
I agree with that. If you look at Open 1, they performed pretty well, and then they weren't doing too hot towards Open 2 and Open 3 in EU. So let's get right into it. Round 1, NRG versus Power. I think this is a pretty easy series for NRG. Honestly, I don't know if Power gets a game. What do you think, Reef?
If Power gets a game, I think Power being an underdog can probably get at least a game or two on NRG, and that's just me going by how NRG's been playing in the last couple, majors that we've been going through.
That's true. Early on, they usually lose a couple games. They're even known to lose a couple series. However, I don't think they'd lose a series to Power. So I think. Do you agree with a 3-1 here for NRG?
I can go with a 3. I can go with a 3-1 NRG on that. Definitely.
All right.
I can definitely go with a 3-1.
So we'll move on to the second game in round 1, Ninjas and Five Fears. I feel like Ninjas probably takes this pretty easily. I don't know if Five Fears even gets a game. What do you think? I mean, I just don't know if SSA is really up to the level of these other teams. Let me know what you think.
I mean, I don't think I completely agree with you there. I don't think that they are, but there's always the underdog that really comes through at the end of the day. And I think
you
that
want to go with the 3-1
somebody
here?
getting
Maybe they surprise them.
I think they're gonna at least win one game on that. I mean, I don't think that Ninjas can hold it out the entire time.
I could see it.
On a best of 5, I don't think they can hold it out the entire time. I do not think so.
We'll see.
But we'll see how they play in their comfort zone. That's the big question.
Will they be in their comfort zone? Series 1, first land together in 2026. Actually, they did the kickoff land, so this is the first major together. But
so maybe that's a mind game at that point.
I gave Five Fears a game. I can see that happening. We'll see. Maybe Five Fears takes the first game. Round 2, NRG faces off against Ninjas, though.
Crazy.
What do you think happens here?
Five Fears.
No, NRG versus Ninjas.
Oh, NRG versus. I think that's going to be a very close game. I feel like I'm going to pull for NRG just because of me being North American and stuff like that. But I feel like that's going to be. I think it's going to come down to the wire. I will say. I will say. What did you put on there? A 3-2. I will put a 3-2 on that. I will put a 3-2 NRG on that.
I could see
Yes.
Game 5. Absolutely. I could even see a couple overtimes throughout this series.
That is going to be a full throttle game. Definitely. Definitely. A definite high octane game.
Now, Power versus Five Fears. I will say Power taking down Wild Card has me thinking that they have some game. So I wouldn't be surprised if Power goes 3-1 here. What do you think?
Power going 3-1. I want to agree with you there, but I feel like I should try to go for Five Fears here just to kind of throw it on a loop. Again, I don't know anything about either of these teams really, and I don't know how they play, but I feel like
I'm just
just
saying
because
Wild
Power's
Card
kind
made
of
it
on
pretty
top.
Wild Card made it pretty far in the Worlds last year, and Power took them down. So that's the only reason why
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean, we can lean on
digging
it.
Power.
We can lean on it. I'll agree. I'll agree with your bet, and we can lock it in on a 3-1. We can lock it in on a 3-1 on Power,
All
for
right,
sure. For sure.
let's go round 3. NRG versus Five Fears. I think this is
That's NRG.
D-
Sorry, and that's not me being biased.
and
I'm just saying.
I think by this time in the tournament, I think NRG is completely warmed up, and I think this is going to be a 3-0 easy work. I think it's going to be.
I mean, we're already 10 games in for
Exactly.
NRG.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're gonna be pretty warmed up. Now we got Ninjas versus Power. I think this is gonna be a closer series than people think, but I think takes it 3-2. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, again, Power might come out and do something that nobody's ever really seen before. Is
I
my
mean,
I'm waiting for the
if
underdog to
Power
just really come out there and really do something.
if Power comes out and does something, they're taking down NRG round 1. But I think by this time, Ninjas is all over it.
Well, yeah, that's true. But now,
They're gonna need this.
if we go
They
from an
need this
NRG
series
three
to
to
come
one,
out.
right? If we go from an NRG 3-1, but what if it's a 3-2? I mean, Power's really got a foot in there.
I could see this being 3-2. I could see that being 3-2, especially early on.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I don't want to bank on that, but I'm just
this
saying that.
series
I mean,
is
there's
for who comes out of this group because NRG is coming out, but this series is for who comes out of this group. Right here, and I think Ninjas comes out. I really do. Jory Oli, and what is it? CRR.
yeah. I'm gonna have to disagree, man. I'm gonna have to go with the fan favorite, the NRG, man. I think Beast Mode and Atomic and
NRG
Daniel.
is coming out no matter what. I'm saying this series down here between Ninja and Power.
Oh shit! Why is your screen?
Is the one that we're talking about.
Damn, I don't want to say that Ninjas is gonna win, man. I really don't want to be honest with you.
Well,
I
think they are. So we're gonna move on to Group B, and maybe we come back to that if you really are stuck on it. But we're gonna come back to Group B.
It's kind of blurry.
So we're gonna move on to Group B. In Group B, we got Falcons, Furia, Virtus Pro, and GK. Falcons #1 in MENA. Furia #1 in South America. Virtus Pro, formerly known as Redacted, and GK was the 5th and final seed. Thanks to the kickoff LAN where Europe got the extra seed over NA. So What do you know about these teams, Reef?
Well, I know a little bit about Team Falcons. They are the Raleigh Major winners. Um, Absolutely dominating. Uh, and I've
They do have
and now they're
Drawley instead of
now
TRK.
and now they're playing against a number 4 seed on the Group B. That just happens to be a super good player that I just happen to be partial to, Abjack and stuff like that. But um, I think we come down to round 1. We're gonna be Falcons. Oh,
Falcons
Virtus
Pro.
Pro.
The redacted. So what I
Wavy
will
and Two
say,
Piece, man.
they've lost in the
Wavy and Two
finals.
Piece, man.
They've
They are
lost
a
in the
duo
finals
to
to
be reckoned with.
NRG in the last 2 NA Opens.
Mm-hmm.
And they've beaten Shopify and a lot of other teams in order to get there. They're a good team. I think the Falcons take it, but I think it's closer than people think. I think it's either going to be a 3-1 or a 3-2. I really could see a 3-2.
I'd run 3-2. I'd run 3-2. That's going to be the safest one. Because that can flip so quick, man.
I think this series is going to be an upset. I think GK is going to take Furia down. I think Abjack, Joyo. I don't know. I just have too much respect for Abjack. Maybe that's just me, and maybe that's just you. But I think they're.
I'm partial to Abjack. That's exactly my problem, bro. I'm exactly in the same boat as you. But I agree with that. I agree, and I think they will take him down. But you're talking about Fury. They have a lot of good players.
Dude, Yans
3 of probably
so
the
good.
best. Yes. And he is 3 of the most aware players, I guess you could say.
It's kind of funny.
I'm still gonna. I'm gonna give it to GK. I'm gonna have to give it a GK
in
on my
every
end.
single region. Like certain teams started slow and then came on throughout the qualifiers for this major. So on to round 2, Falcons versus Furia. What do you think happens here?
Team Falcons. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Team Falcons 3-1.
3-1. You think Furia gets a game? I could see it. Furia's in a tough spot.
I think
at that point.
I think Furia gets a let up game. They get a let up game. That's what I say.
Maybe they get the first game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Redacted GK. I think this is going to be a close series, but honestly, with the way that Redacted have been performing lately, I think it is Redacted over GK 3-2. I really do.
Ooh, man, that's a tough one, bro.
I think it is.
2 Piece and Wavy, man. I'm just trying to I'm trying to put it all together, man.
I'm telling you, dude, they've been performing really, really well. Talk is really good. It's been impressive what they've done. Wavy's bringing the ones prowess. I'm telling you, dude, they're gonna shock some people at this LAN. It's not their first LAN together. They did the kickoff LAN. So, let's move on to round 3. Falcons versus GK. I think we could see a shocking upset here.
No, you're talking about a repeat of the Raleigh Majors right here.
Oh, you think Falcons is going to take this no problem? I do too.
No. You're seeing a repeat of it, but GK with Abjack and these, they're going to take Falcons over.
Oh,
they were going to blow them out.
You're telling me GK is going to take Falcons down. That's what you're telling me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can agree. I would have Falcons probably 3-2 or 3-1 even on GK.
There's a lot of bad blood here on this game right there. I
If
will
we
tell you that.
if we want to
Yeah.
if we want to make it interesting, I think we could go 3-2 GK,
Okay.
and then down here, I think this is 3-2 Virtus Pro.
Hmm. Okay.
And Falcons
Okay.
and Falcons and Virtus Pro get out on tiebreakers over GK.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah, I
think
can see
that
that. Yeah.
I think this could be a scenario. I don't know if it's the most likely one, but it's the one that I think we're gonna go with. Let's go to Group C. We got Carmine,
Oh, here we
Vitality,
go.
Twisted Mind,
Here we
Space
go.
Station. This is the group of death.
Here we go, dude.
This is the
Jesus,
group
dude.
of death. All right. Round 1. Carmine versus Twisted Minds. Vatira,
Ugh.
Atau, Nupo, Monkey Moon, TRK, Juicy.
God, that is going to be probably the best match of Rocket League that I think this entire major is going to see.
Yeah,
I can
everyone.
just go ahead and
I
say
bet
that.
you the viewership's gonna spike so much for this group whenever they play. I bet you it's gonna spike like crazy.
I
But
mean, you're talking about the absolute best players in Rocket League playing against each other on round 1 of Group C.
maybe I'm
The absolute
biased,
best.
but I think Carmine take this, and I could see it even being an overtime game 5.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
I just think Atau is playing so good. Juicy is really good on land. Vatira never disappoints. I just think Atau is really putting his push in for one of the top players in the world.
Okay, well, I mean, I would say Nubo has been he's top 1v1. I mean,
Exactly.
in the world
That's what I mean.
for one.
But
But he's teaming up with Monkey Moon, who is, I think, I mean, he's probably, I mean, we can look at the stats here. I mean, he's probably has the highest number of assists in Rocket League. I mean, goals like passing to him to get a goal. He's probably number 1. I would have to say.
yeah, I mean,
Monkey Moon is
I
in there.
think it's a really close series, dude. I think it's literally comes down to a game 5 overtime.
God, a game 5 overtime. Jesus. I mean, I don't doubt it by no means. I think, like I said, that's going to be probably the most. Well, hold on. You got Vitality and Space Station pulled up right now. Um, I mean, Carmine and Twisted Minds is going to be the most watched and most anticipated upset or happiness in this whole major. I can guarantee you
I
that.
think if Twisted Minds wins that match, it makes the major very very interesting. Very very interesting the rest of the group. But let's move on to Vitality versus Space Station. Space Station played really well in Open 3. They are starting to catch their stride. Vitality, the number 3 seed in EU, behind Gentlemates and Carmine. What do you have to say here?
I've seen a little bit of Diaz.
Yeah,
I don't really know
reveal is
really much.
filthy, brother.
Is he good?
Reveal
Is he good air, ground, mid? I mean, like, where does he play better at? I mean, I don't really know. I can't really say.
Personally, I
Vitality.
think Vitality takes this 3-2. That's my that's my pick here. But you tell me.
Zen, Stizzy. That's a exotic. I mean that's a good team right there, man. I mean that's a tough team to beat, man. I will say that. And I'm just gonna say that because just going by me not knowing much about Chronic or Reveal, um,
Chronic's
I've
really
seen
good.
several.
He's the veteran on Space Station. Reveal is an up and coming youngster, and I mean they're really good. I think they're gonna push Vitality, but I think Vitality takes it.
I can agree. I can agree with that. I mean, I just, and there's no favoritism there by no means. I like Team Vitality. I've always kind of been a fan of them, but I just think that Zen, Exotic, and Stizzy have just been such a fluid team. Even though like through the ups and downs of like, they've always kind of been like compact, and they've been able to play consistent. Even if they lose the game, they're still consistent in their teamwork, and I think their teamwork and consistency is really going to play a factor here. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's why I think they take it. So in round 2, we got Carmine and Space Station.
Okay.
I think this has the potential to be a 3-0, but I'm gonna give Space Station one game. I just think Carmine is slightly a different level right now. I really think it's gonna be a 3-1.
I'm gonna give Carmine personal opinion. I'm gonna give Carmine versus Space Station. I'm gonna give him a 3-0. You can give him a 3-1. That's just me personally. I mean, that's
I
just.
appreciate the honesty. I'm gonna leave it with a 3-1 out of respect. But moving on to Vitality Twisted Minds, I think this is going to be an
Okay.
interesting series.
That is
I'm gonna
very.
I'm gonna let you fill this one out.
Okay, so I mean, like I said before, I mean, you're talking about the three guys that have been a dynamic trio. Twisted Minds, they got Monkey Moon on there now. That's actually crazy. Um,
Which team is
I
it more
think
of a revenge game for? Because Monkey Moon was on Vitality with Zen and Exotic
yeah, I
last
know.
year.
That was Zen's teammate. Um, I don't I think it's more of a Vitality needs to beat Twisted point of view. I feel like that's how Vitality is going to come at it. Like they have to beat him.
I agree, because they're not beating Carmine in the next series.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you think
Um,
this is a 3-2
so
Vitality?
I don't. No. 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 No.
No.
It's not a three. No. I think. Oh, man.
What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
Man.
Let's
I
go. Let's
really
go.
think. I really
Pressure's
think
on.
that.
Gut feeling.
I know.
Go.
I'm trying to think about it, man. I really think. Okay. I really think Twisted's gonna come across with it with Monkey Moon, dude. I really think Monkey Moon and Nubo's actually gonna come out hot on it.
I like it. I
No
like
joke.
it. Round 3,
I
Carmine.
really do think that.
I think Carmine takes this over
Carmine
Vitality 3-2.
Carmine over Vitality. 3-2. Yeah, I can go with that. Yeah, I mean that sounds right.
I mean, Vitality is going to need this series. I think they're going to push Carmine to a game 5, but I think Carmine win game 5. I don't even think it goes to overtime. I think it's maybe even comfortable in game 5. I think Vitality is going to waste so much energy getting to game 5 that we'll see. Maybe there's an upset here, but either way, one of the EU teams is getting out via that series. And
Right.
Twisted Minds, and Space Station. Space Station is basically 0-2 right now. They know that they are not getting out of the group. So, question is, how big of a fight do you think they're going to put up against Twisted Minds?
I think Space Station's actually gonna come out pretty hot, to be honest with you. You know, like I said, I mean, I know who Diaz is, and I've seen a little bit of Space Station's, plays and stuff like that. I mean, is it anything that can actually compare to Vatira, Atau, and Juicy?
No, they're playing
Guys
Twisted
like that.
Minds.
I don't think it.
They're playing Twisted Minds there. Oh, I see what you're saying. Never mind. I see what you're saying.
You just confused the crap out of me, bro.
That's my bad. I see what you're saying. Continue.
Is it anything that's I don't know. I have to go with Twisted on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all
Diaz is
over.
good.
I'm all
Monkey
over
Moon's
Twisted
good.
here.
Nubo's good.
I think Carmine and Twisted get out of this. I think Vitality's once again left out of the top 8, left out of the main event, and Zen's gonna want some new teammates. On to Group D, my friend. Gentlemates, Rebellion, MIBR, and TSM. First off, I don't know much about TSM. MIBR, pretty decent team from South America. Shopify Rebellion. And then Gentlemates. Gentlemates, number 2 seed in EU. Shopify Rebellion, I believe, is the number 2 seed in NA. So here we go. Round 1. Reefer. Gentlemates. TSM.
Gentlemates versus TSM. Okay. Okay, Gentlemates, Archie, Nuss, Oski. Yeah, I don't really know much about Gentlemates, man.
They
TSM,
are
I
filthy,
don't,
dude. Nas and Oski are a really good duo. Archie, I would say his ceiling is incredible, but he is up and down. Dude, Gentlemates is a really, really, really good team. Like, possibly on the level of, like, if I was to rank the top teams in this tournament, I would put them as 4th.
okay. TSM, yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about TSM or Gentlemates, man. I don't think I'm gonna have an opinion on that. I would say, going by what you're telling me, I would put Gentlemates at a 3 2.
At a 3-2, I think I'm going to go 3-1. I might give TSM one game. I was thinking about going to 3-0, to be honest. I really think, dude, this team, this Gentlemates team
I've
is
watched
gonna be.
TSM. I know who TSM is, and I've watched them in other video games, but I've never seen them in Rocket League before, so
Yeah, they
I
just
can't really make a decision.
I think they just picked up this team. So Shopify and MIBR. Raisebow's been around forever. Shopify needs to kind of figure some things out after the last 2
Yeah, First
opens.
Killer and LJ.
First Killer for a long time has been known as one of the best players in NA. LJ was on First Killer's team last year. He's still on the First Killer's team. And they teamed up with Kofer. So, Shopify Rebellion, MIBR. I think this is also a 3-1, personally. I think Shopify is going to come out and really show their class, want to play well on this LAN. I think NA is going to want another team in top 8, and I think this is going to be a big step towards that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think that the MIBR, I feel like are they not, they're new. That's a new team, right?
They were around last year a little bit, but they've also always kind of been number 2, number 3 in South America. To
Okay,
Furia.
so they
To
never really
Furia.
got top notch on it. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, well, that's good. I mean, I'll give them some credit for actually getting their foot in the ground on that. But I mean, I can agree with you that Shopify Rebellion will actually try to kind of be like, look, dude, you're up against the big leagues here, and we're gonna just kind of shut you down. So, well, yeah, I agree with a 3-1 on that.
All right. Round 2. Gentlemate Shopify. I think this is a win for Gentlemates. I think it's going to be possibly a 3-2 or a 3-1. I'll give Shopify 2 games, but I think it really could be a 3-1. What do you think?
Well, me being partial to First Killer and LJ, for Shopify, Gentlemates showed a lot of skill in the last major, so I will say that I think I can agree with you on that. Um, Unfortunately, I
Yeah, the
think
last
that
open, you
they
mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
for the open, that's what I meant. I feel like they just don't really. I don't feel like they're all coordinated there to where they need to be to actually compete on the Superman stage with
You think
somebody
Shopify?
like.
You think Shopify takes this?
I don't think so.
All right, I'm down. I'm down with it being a close series, but Gentlemates take this. Now, this is an interesting series.
I'd like to see them do it, but I don't think they can.
Yeah, I'm with you. This is an interesting series now. MIBR TSM. I think this is kind of gonna be a slower series, but I actually think it's gonna be 3-1 MIBR. I don't want to talk too much about that series. I think it's going to be one of the
Yeah, I don't think we
least watched
should.
series throughout the tournament, personally. But
I feel like it's a coin flip. You know what I mean? To
yeah,
me, I mean, I don't know
but
anything about either of them.
I think MIBR is going to come on top. Personally, I think they played better competition throughout the qualifiers. I think that's why they're going to come on top. Round 3, we have Genomates MIBR. I think both of these series, Reefer, could be could be 3-0s. I really do.
Okay. Joe Mates versus MIB 3-0, Rebellion versus TSM 3-0. Yeah, I mean, I don't see. I mean, at the fall off of that round 3 on Group D, I don't really see any. There's no. I mean, you're talking about pretty decent teams. I mean, there's no competition at the end of that.
I agree.
I feel like the
That's why I think
competition just kind of falls
it
off
was
there.
kind of a like fluke group from the start. There was only 2 teams that were coming out of that anyways, kind of like Group A, you know what I mean? But
Right. Yeah. You're exactly right. Yep.
here we go to the main event. And obviously, the winner of each group made top 6 automatically. The second place team in each group made top 8. So we're going to start off with round 1. We have Twisted Minds versus Virtus Pro or Redacted. We have Two Piece, Wavy, and Talk versus Nupo, TRK, and Monkey Moon. So personally, I think experience is going to play a big factor here. What do you think?
I think experience is going to play a major factor there. I'm going to have to go with Twisted Minds on that.
Do you think it's going to be close, or do you think it's going to be 4-2?
I would have to say, I mean, I would have to lean more closer to 4-2. I mean, you're talking about Nubo and Monkey Moon, the two of the most talented players in Rocket League.
Don't forget about
Playing
TRK.
against
TRK is filthy.
Two Piece. Wait, yeah, Two Piece and Wavy. I mean, they're good. They're very good. Not gonna lie, but
I got you. I
but
agree.
I think Twisted comes out.
I agree. Now, Rebellion versus Ninjas.
I feel like Sorry, you can go ahead. I had something else to say, but you can go ahead.
No. Let's go back to it. What do you got? Go.
No, I was gonna say I feel like Nubo and Monkey Moon are more. I feel like I don't know. They're just more into the game like that versus Two Piece and Wavy. I feel like they're Wavy and Two Piece are very good at the game, but I feel like when it comes down to it, I feel like those other two can lock in a lot more
I got you.
and make plays happen a lot more often.
I got you.
Especially when time counts. You know what I mean?
I got no quorums with anything you said. All right. So moving on to the next series, we got Rebellion versus Ninjas for a spot in top 6. I think Rebellion and Ninjas have been on a similar trajectory lately. They're both kind of on a downward trend compared to some of their counterparts. However, I think First Killer, LJ, and Kofer are going to really come out and want to show something. So I think Rebellion take this Maybe it's a close series. I could see it being a 3-1, but I'll give Ninjas some respect and I'll say it's 3-2. I'm just kidding. This is a best out of 4, so I'm going to say it's actually 4-2 Shopify.
Shopify over Ninjas. Yeah, I would agree with that. Shopify first killer in LJ, man. I mean, that is like again. I'll say it again, dude. I said it 3 times, I think. But I mean, first killer and LJ is a dynamic duo. They've been a dynamic duo. You know what I'm saying? So I can't argue with that by no means.
All right. Moving on to the upper quarterfinals, which is top 6. We have NRG versus Gentlemates. So we got the EU number 2 seed versus the NA number 1 seed. What do you think?
Jesus, that's a
Beast
good one right
Mode,
there, man.
Daniel, Atomic versus Archie, Nas, and Oski.
Mm.
I'll show you what I think.
I'm gonna think NRG is pulling it off.
4-3. That's what I think.
I like that. I'm gonna go with that.
And I think
I'm gonna go with that
it's
one
a
as
close
well.
series, but in Game 7,
Falcons and Carmen?
yeah, Falcons and Carmine. Let's get to that. What,
Jesus.
what do you think happens here, big dog?
I'm just good grief, dude. RW9, bro.
Reward.
Uh,
All right. I think this is a freaking close series, brother. But this is how I have it. Convince me otherwise.
I can't. I want to say that there's gonna be something in there that's gonna change it. But I mean, I can't disagree with you there. I really can't disagree with you. I hate it, but I can't. You're right. I think it's gonna be Team Falcons coming out on top on that.
All right. Into the lower quarterfinals now. Gentlemates versus Twisted Minds. So this is where I think you and I are going to disagree. I think you're going to have Twisted Minds here. I think Gentlemates is going to shock everyone and make this a very close series and could possibly come out. Now, what do you have to say?
Going on what you said. I mean, I think you have a little bit more knowledge about I would say probably all 3 of the players on Gentlemates.
What I will say is the last couple series between Twisted Minds and Falcons have been incredibly close. Incredibly close.
I'm not gonna doubt their talent by no means. Always I'm gonna think that they're great players. But I have to stand by, the 3, or at least 2 right now. The 2 players, Nupo, Monkey Moon, that I know can make things happen, especially in clutch moments. I have to, stand my ground by them.
So I would
Yeah,
have this as a 4-3 for Gentlemates, but what you're saying is you would probably have this as a 3-4 for Twisted Minds.
I'd have to go Twisted on it.
And what that does is that puts Twisted Minds and Falcons in the semifinals. 2 MENA teams. 2 MENA teams in the guarantees a MENA team in the final. That's interesting. That is interesting. However,
and I'm just going by what I know because I do not know. Like I said, I don't know.
I think Gentlemates are going to shock Twisted Minds, and we're going to stick with Gentlemates in this bracket.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I'm eager to watch and actually see how they play it. To be honest with you,
because I'm the one controlling the bracket, but I could totally see. I could totally see what you're saying. So, Carmine versus Rebellion. Dude,
I'm going Carmine.
I could see this being a 4-0, but just out of respect, I'm gonna give
I'm
them
going Carmine versus NRG. Carmine versus NRG to go to the grand final.
agreed. I think
Oh, that would be, dude. Can you imagine? That is such a good game, bro. What a game!
so. Let's move on to the semifinals. Falcons, Gentlemates. I think the Falcons are just slightly a class above the Gentlemates. I think Gentlemates are trying to creep into the same class as the other three teams in these semifinals. So I think the Falcons honestly could take this 4-1, but I'm going to say they take it 4-2. What do you think?
Okay. I was gonna actually draw it a little bit closer, because again, like I said, you have a lot more knowledge on the on Gentlemates than I do. You know their players a little bit better. I'm assuming that you've seen a lot of their play styles a little bit more. I personally haven't.
I could see it being 4-3. I mean,
But
Twisted Minds
but I
and
think,
Gentlemates is going to be a close series, and Twisted Minds have taken Falcons to close series. I could see it being 4-3. Go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, well, I mean, I can't really speak on that matter, but like I feel like Team Falcons have just proven time and time again that they are the top tier and they will make it to the end. You know what I mean? They have proven that they will make it to the end, no matter how many games it takes, no matter how many overtimes it takes, they'll make it there.
Yeah, and they only
And
get
I feel like
faster and better throughout the tournament.
throughout their perseverance, like it only makes them faster and better for some reason. I don't know what they're doing, but I mean they're just a really good team. So I mean I can agree with you on that for 100%, 100%.
Talk about this series down here. NRG Carmine to meet
That is
Falcons
gonna
in the
be
finals.
that is gonna be nuts if that's the case. Ugh. I'm gonna say NRG to meet Falcons in the final.
Ooh, I could
You
see.
disagree?
I could see that, but could you imagine EU not having a team in the final? Could you imagine? They had
That
five.
yeah,
They had 5 teams in the tournament, and they
top
don't
tier,
have
top tier at the very beginning. Top tier at the very beginning.
I
You
agree.
had the most teams out of any other region. you know, that's actually nuts, dude.
Wow, I agree with you though. I think NRG is gonna take them down. I don't know why, but I just think collectively, all 3 players on NRG are better than all 3 players, and I think it's close. I think it's close, but I think it's NRG edges it out. The grand finals. Falcons,
Yeah.
NRG, Rawas, Drawley, Clears, Daniel, Beast Mode, Atomic, going for the Boston Major. Reefer, who you got?
You know who I got, bro. I
You
got
got
NRG
NRG.
all day, all day.
You got
And
NRG.
that's in this and I made this ranking with you completely unbiased, but I got NRG all day.
I think this is going to be an incredibly close series. I could see the Falcons being ahead 2-1. I could see the Falcons being
I
ahead
can see it too.
3-2.
Agree.
And then I
I
can
can agree with
see
that.
NRG pulling this out. So, without further ado, NRG are your Boston RLCS 2026 major champions.
Let's see. Let's go.
NA
We'll see.
representing once again. We'll see. They won the world championship last year. We'll see
Yep.
if they can take down the first major. I could see Falcons winning the major. I could see Carmine Corp winning the major. I could also see Twisted Minds or Gentlemates really coming out and shocking some people. I could see Redacted doing something unprecedented, but for now,
We're not even talking about the lower tiers. I mean, we got 5 fears. MIBR. These guys could really come out of nowhere and really just shock everything.
we'll see.
I mean, this whole thing is just
highly unlikely, but you never know. You never know. NRG.
never NRG all day. NRG all day.
NRG.
For me. For Reefer. NRG all day.
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Have a good night.
We'll catch you guys.